Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a super simple, super delicious Middle Eastern side dish of bulgur with vermicelli through it. Now this is often done with rice, and you can just buy vermicelli like this or from the Arabic store, toast it in some butter and then cook it with the rice. But what I found in my Arabic store is this fabulous bulgur, coarse bulgur with the vermicelli already through it. And that's what we're going to use today. So that's what I'm sending you in your kit. And if you're not getting a kit and you're just cooking along with our recipes and videos, buy some coarse bulgur, buy some vermicelli, toast it off, combine the two, or look out for this in your Middle Eastern grocer. Now, to that, once it's cooked, we're going to add some chopped green onions, some beautiful Persian barberries, and some toasted slivered almonds. I've just toasted these already in the oven at about 160 degrees. I've tried toasting nuts in a dry frying pan like I would with spices, but I find they colour unevenly and they burn in patches. So I think an oven at about 160 degrees for about 10 minutes is the way to go. Now, olives, you could use any sort of green olives. These are the cracked Lebanese ones, and I like them because they're quite easy to get off the stone. But you could use big Gordal olives and just cut the flesh off the stone, or any green olives, Sicilian, any that you have on hand. And we're just going to give them a really rough chop to go through our bulgur at the end. I've also done this with couscous. Instant couscous is great with this. You can just pour boiling water over the couscous, leave it to fluff up, then stir through some olive oil, some nuts, some olives, some barberries or sultanas. Take this recipe as inspiration, not as a blueprint, and make it your own. There we go. The other thing I love about this dish is you can get it ready and you can leave it sitting on the stove top, because it really only needs to be served warm, or you can keep even a very low heat under it, and it's very forgiving. It holds very well. Alright, let's get our bulgur onto the stove. So we heat our oil over a medium heat. In with our bulgur. It's a little bit like making a risotto. We just want to make sure all of those grains are coated in that oil and nice and hot before we add our water. We're going to add boiling water just to speed up the process, and then we're going to leave it to simmer away like a pilau over the lowest possible heat. So we're just going to stir that around for a couple of minutes, give it a chance to get nice and warm. So that's had a couple of minutes to get nice and hot and toasty. Now we want 2 cups of boiling water, and we do need to measure this because it's going to cook by absorption. In with the water, already boiling, that's what we want. Now, I'm measuring the salt. There's a couple of teaspoons there, because I know if I tell you to add a good pinch of salt, I know what you're like. You're going to add just a tiny amount, and this does need a good dose of salt. It's like when you're cooking pasta. You've got to be generous. So there we go. That's come to the boil. We're now just going to turn the heat down, cover it, and pop it aside for 15 minutes. So here's our bulgur. All of the water has been absorbed. On with our barberries, our green olives. Don't want to waste any of those, do we? And our toasted almonds quite quickly, and then on with the lid again, and we're just going to leave that to sit for about 15 minutes off the heat. So when we're ready to serve our bulgur, off with the lid, and we've got our beautiful topping there, which we just want to fork through just to separate those grains, mix all of that through, and then out onto a serving platter. Now, as I said, this is beautiful with chicken, with red meat, with seafood. I love the leftovers just heated up the next day, actually. And you could put a bit more butter through it if you wanted to make it even richer. It reheats really well in the oven too. We're going to serve it with our beautiful spice rubbed lamb backstrap, but you could serve it with anything. Enjoy.